This is the last time I'm getting up early for one of these trips, I swear. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another vlog. Today is going to be interesting. Previously, I have used the €9 ticket to go to, you know, small local towns and cities like Strasbourg and Karlsruhe, and to go pick up a package in a couple vlogs ago. But today, not so. I'm really pushing the limits of what I'm comfortable with the €9 ticket by taking the train to Karlsruhe, then switching from Karlsruhe to Offenburg, and then I have bought a ticket from Offenburg into our final destination of Strasbourg, France. Not the most extreme use of the €9 ticket. I heard of one girl who managed to link regional trains together until she got all the way to Berlin in a trip that took the entirety of a day. And so the need to catch these early trains is the reason why I am up at 5:30 in the morning. It may not look it, but it is in fact 5:30 in the morning, and I am not happy about being up this early. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Strasbourg, and welcome back to France. Didn't think I'd get back over here on this side of the river after my Paris trip, but what a pleasant surprise. The train station seems to put us out in a slightly nicer area than what it did in Salzburg, so first impression's pretty strong, I'd say. Now, I have heard mixed things about Strasbourg, so I'm not really sure what to expect, but I'm not here too long today, so I'm gonna try and make the most of what time I do have. To be frank, I'm not even sure what I'm supposed to be looking for, but whatever it is, I'll keep looking. There's something up this way called the Office of Tourism, so hopefully I'm headed in the right direction. Right, so I think I found something. I think this counts as an attraction. Yeah, pretty cool cathedral, and it's in a very interesting looking square. Got all sorts of classic looking buildings around, very neat. This is very, very cute. What I've noticed is that the city, to me at least, seems to be heavily marketed towards tourists, which I'm not sure is the right move. From what I can tell, at least, Strasbourg is kind of like Cologne in that it's got a few things that you might want to go there to see, but outside of that, it's not like the best tourist city. But the thing about Cologne is that it doesn't market towards tourists, at least as heavily as Strasbourg is. So I'm not sure if that's the right move. That feels like I'm not really a huge fan of cities that market that heavily towards tourists. Especially if that, you know, marketing towards tourists is one of the big, like, things tourists would do in that city. I mean, it kind of works in, you know, big cities like Paris and Berlin, where it's like, yeah, there's a lot of touristy looking shops and places, but, you know, there's plenty of other things to do in those cities, so you can completely ignore those shops if you wanted to. Then here, I'm not sure, you know, what else I would do to fill that time, unless I want to go into one of the couple of museums they have. So yeah, while I do like these kind of, you know, classical looking areas, I'm not sure if this is ranking super highly on my list of cities that I've visited. Although I'm only about an hour in right now, so that could change. Are quite a lot of stores around here, so I imagine this place would be pretty good for shopping. Not bad at all. Looks like the cinema is showing The Little Bandits and Buzz the Eclair. Right, after doing a bit of shopping, I can in fact confirm that my previous statement was correct. As always, the river makes for some fantastic scenery. Actually, I think in terms of river scenery, Strasbourg has most of what I've previously seen beat, including Nuremberg and Tübingen. So this is quite pleasant to look at. It's almost hard to believe that people like even live here. This is an actual city. This is such a lovely scenery. Alright, am I supposed to interpret this as they also launder money here? It really is a very lovely city. Well, I'm starting to see, ooh, pardon the wind, I'm starting to see some people with like baguette sandwiches and gelato and stuff like that, so trying to find one of those places. Alright, after more than a bit of searching, I managed to find some sort of sandwich which has focaccia bread and I don't know. It was all in French. I don't speak French. The only French I know and practically can use is Parlez-vous anglais or allemand. And yeah. And needless to say, I've exhausted my French supply for the day, so I'm just going to try this. Yeah, so it's like turkey or some sort of like French thinly sliced ham or something like that with some sort of lettuce. I can't quite tell. It looks like arugula. And some sort of like very cool, creamy cheese that I can't quite pinpoint. Again, something French. But I don't know, the heat from the bread and the meat kind of is complemented by the coolness of the cheese, you know, a little lettuce in there for a bit of extra crisp crunch. It's quite good. It pairs very well with one another, all the ingredients, so pretty solid sandwich. This is one of the oldest cities I've yet been in. At least it doesn't feel like it's been restored super recently, which is a bit of a change from what I'm used to. It's kind of cool. Well, now that I've done a big loop of the city, well, really more like a figure eight, I'm not sure what exactly to do or where to go next. Guess I'll just keep wandering.
Daniel, you can run along the river down here.
What river?
Again, another building where like the sculpting is painted on. This is like the third city I've seen one of these buildings in, and I have no idea what this trend is. It's very strange. I find it very odd. Well, I think that's just about going to conclude my trip for Strasbourg. Overall, kind of a cool city. Not my favorite though. As beautiful as this city is, it feels very targeted at tourists while not necessarily being built for tourism. Like a lot of the streetcars kind of feel like they don't feel natural. for the city. A lot of the streets are really tight and were obviously only ever intended for pedestrians, and yet they're still got plenty of cars and trucks and motorcycles and scooters and stuff driving on them, and it makes for very crowded and somewhat chaotic streets. Even in the middle of downtown, the old historic city that I was showing you. More importantly than that, though, it feels like I've only been here for 4-ish hours or so, but I feel like I've already seen most of, if not all of, what the city has to offer. Granted, I haven't gone in any museums, but I don't think that would change my opinion too much. It's a very beautiful city, but it doesn't have just a ton to offer unless you really like walking around and staring at stuff. I realize that's a very vague description, but you know what I mean. But anyways, considering this is like my second big trip in like 3 days, I think I'm gonna take it pretty easy for the next couple of days, maybe half a week or so, which is gonna make for some very boring days now that I am officially done with class at Uni Stuttgart. It's kind of sad, actually. It's been a very quick semester. So yeah, that'll more or less do it for today's vlog. I thank you for joining me. I'm going to enjoy the train ride back, and hopefully the German police will not stop us at the border to make sure everyone is wearing a mask. But yeah, thank you for watching. Much appreciated. And until next time, I hope you guys have a good one.